I hope you all are doing well at your respective homes. Today in this lecture I am going to show you how could you use projected coordinates for SWAT model, because SWAT would require projected coordinates once we start a SWAT project setup, or we would work on SWAT model. So you would have to make your data in projected coordinates. So in this video I am going to show you how could you do that. But before that I am going to show you what kind of data you would require for that. Like, you have to project the DEM data of your study area. I have imported the DEM file in the GIS. In the same way I would import, or I would drag and drop all the data that would required for my SWAT model. So basically we would need land use data, soil data, and DEM data for doing our SWAT modeling. Okay, you can add or you can just drag and drop, that is up to you. Click on add, and after that go to the C and then program file 86. Try to follow each and every step, because if you miss this step you would be having some sort of difficulty. Go to desktop 10.2, and here you would find the reference system. In reference system you have to double click on UTM shape, or you can use anyone, but for SWAT you would have to make sure that you use UTM.shp. so it would show you that what kind of coordinate system do I have, or in which zone do my study area lie. Like, we have different zones over here in the UTM coordinate system. Like, if I tell you the India or Pakistan, so we lie in 42 or 43 zone. So you would check your own that in which zone you would be having your desired area, your study area. So you have to project that particular study area upon your UTM zones. I have to make it hollow so it would be visible for me. And now I have to just go to the properties and to label it, so I would be able to check whether my data lie in 43 or in 42, or whichever is this. I would just try to take that particular one. Double click on the UTM, so it will lead towards the layers property. Go to the labels, it takes some time, I don't know why, but okay. And after that check the labels feature in the layer and click on zone. When you apply it, you would see there would be different zones. So you could see that my study area lies in 43 and 44. So it is all up to me that which zone would I give, but I would see the major one. So my major area lie in 44. So I would project my whole study area maps, like DEM maps, soil map, and land use map in the 44 zone. So I have to project my data in 44 zone before I start with SWAT modeling. So this is the zone that we would require for projection. You can check your own, and then after you can just start working on SWAT. This is the actually the final step of data preparation for SWAT model. After that you have to just work on the SWAT. Even I can just choose 43 as well, but it depends on my perspective. Okay, just remove that because I don't need it. I was just checking that whether my data lie in 44 or in 43. Go to the properties frame, and then you have to check the UTM. Click on WGS 1984 you have to go to the northern hemisphere if you belong to there. We Asian belong to northern hemisphere, and you have to scroll down to 44 because my data lie there. So you can see my data a bit it has been contracted towards that particular zone. So now we have to just export the whole data in new folder. So I have to just click on export data. There is the important step. You have to click on the, you can see the special reference is GCH WGS 1984. It is the original one. But if I click on data frame current, it would change to 43 or 44. You can see WGS 1984 UTM zone 44. So you have to go to the export folder where you want to save that. You have to make a separate folder, like you would save it by UTM data. Save all your data here because you would require this data in SWAT model. This is the only data that you would require in the SWAT model. Make a folder for each and every data, like you have land use, and we have DEM data, we have soil data. So we have to just make sure that we would have a different folder for different data, so it would be easy for finding the relevant data. Click on save. Make sure that you click on data frame current. Would you like to export the map? It depends on you whether you need it or not, but I don't need it because we are not working on SWAT currently. Next we have to export the soil map. The same work would be done here as well. Make a separate folder by soil map, soil data folder, in which I have to save this data. Click on save. So you would save this data, and after that the final step has just arrived here. We have to export the DEM data as well. So this is the basic step for SWAT model before you start with SWAT model. Click on save. The same process has been repeated again. So this is the thing that you would require before we start with SWAT modeling. And one more thing is very important, that you need to have the you need to have the knowledge of the coordinate system, like how to project our coordinate system, how could we make our data in different zonation or in different zones. In addition to that, I would recommend you to learn how could we import our stations. In next video I would try to show you how could you import your stations if you have your observed station in your study area. Like if I just tell you, if I'm having the observed data of Pakistan, and I'm having 9 or 10 stations in my study area, so I have to import that particular stations in GIS. So I would require it for exactly clicking on my stations. Like SWAT would let you to select the output, or to select the discharge or the stream flow stations, where you would have to click on that particular place in which you would have the your observed station. If not, you can just click randomly anywhere you want it, but that would be for a practice purpose. If you want to conduct a research, then you would require the stations, but for practice you would not require that, because you can click anywhere in your study area where you want to check the result, or where you want to model your study area. So for now, goodbye, take care.